We live?
If I'm walking over here.
I'm gonna ask every time. We started a little bit early.
Hilo, you just lied down. You just lied down, and I was like, oh, it's good, it's time. He's finally relaxing.
He's tired.
He just doesn't know it yet. We walked you for 4 miles today. 4 miles.
Means nothing to...
And he's like, I'm a puppy.
I'm a big old puppy.
Big old baby.
Big
Please.
old baby. Oh.
I know. You're such a camera hog, too. Hamming it up.
Hamming it up. He's like, ham?
We're back to build an A-wing if someone will let us. Okay, you gotta get down.
It's not a live stream without a little Hilo action in the beginning.
He gets so excited every time. Okay.
Hopefully.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta just tell him, like, I'm not gonna pet you if you're being unruly.
Let us know if there's any audio issues, because we had that last time.
I think I got it fixed.
But, yeah. I keep forgetting that it's Thursday. It just feels like Friday to me. And
dates, times, what are they really?
I don't know. And, like, the last one of these that we did, it was on a Wednesday, and everyone was confused, including us.
Well, next week's is going to be on Wednesday as well.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because we're going on a super secret mission. Mission.
That makes it sound like it's Star Wars related. It's not. We're just getting out of the city.
We're leaving the city with some friends to go on a much, much needed trip. They've all been in quarantine. We've been in quarantine. We've all been...
Small group.
Small group. We're going to be careful. We're not going out partying anywhere. But yeah. Oh.
Hilo just bonked his head.
He brought me his blanket.
Here's my blanket. I want to talk Schmodown for a little bit. Because...
Ow.
Hilo, lie down.
Everyone likes our shirts. I think your shirt probably wins.
I love this shirt. It's probably my favorite shirt. And it's so hot right now outside, so
yeah.
I walk him in tank tops, and I'm getting a pretty awesome tan. But yeah, the Schmodown. Since the second match of the Star Wars tournament happened last night.
Why don't we wait till 7:30 to start talking about that? Because that's when our thing said it was scheduled to go live.
Okay.
But we do have a super chat.
Oh.
Ted Comment, thank you for the super chat. Molly, I asked your husband this already, but do you wave your hand to open automatic doors? Also, how goes the studying? I mean...
We are going to talk Schmodown, see?
Sometimes I do. But, you know, we haven't been around automatic doors in quite some time, so that's not true. We go to Publix. But I definitely used to, I think, as a kid.
I mean, I mentioned how...
Like, I didn't wave my hands, actually, but, like, in my mind, I was like, I'm opening this door with my mind.
That's more of, like, a superpower than using the Force.
Yeah.
I mentioned that sometimes I'll reach for objects like I'm trying to use the Force until you just roll your eyes and give them to me.
Well, we took a page out of our friend's almost... Is he almost 3? Or 4?
Hobbs? He's coming up on 3.
Yeah, I took a page out of our friend's almost 3-year-old, and I just say need help.
That is our go-to phrase. All he does is sit around on the floor like, need help.
I mean, he's gotten better. He can voice his desires a bit better now, but for a while, all he said was need help, and we were like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
We're going to use that.
That's mine now. I'm stealing it.
Bradshaw's Studio, thank you for the super chat. It's just a winky face.
Oh.
We're bad at winking.
I'm not, you are.
What's he eating? Plastic?
Plastic bag. Hilo, come here. No.
Hilo's got
Drop
a plastic bag that
Good
had
one.
Lego pieces in it in his mouth. Lay down, Hilo. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, we'll talk about the studying. Studying's going well. It always does. I mean, I've helped him study for Star Wars trivia things for years now, so it's nothing different.
Well, I thought it was funny. So last night was the second, well, I guess it was the first actual match of the tournament. The first one was like a play-in. And we were watching it, and some questions came up that Molly has been asking me during my studies for years.
It's things that I just, like, picked out of the movie myself and wrote down to quiz him.
And they came up last night, and Molly was just livid that she didn't get those questions. Because they were, like, deep-cut questions. And, like, you know them.
I have to say, like, I don't know how my match is going to go. If I keep losing, I don't think I'm going to lose, but if I keep losing because of brain farting, I'm going to ask them if I can help do the questions. They probably wouldn't let me because we're married and then, like, just too close to the champion, but that would be so much fun for me to do, is to actually write some of the questions, because I don't know, like, they use a lot of just really basic trivia type stuff, and now we've gotten to the point where the people in this division, like, I think Laura said it yesterday, like, you have to go in thinking that you're not going to miss any questions. Like, it's gotten that competitive.
Not only that, but you can't go to multiple choice. Like,
right, yeah. Because
I remember in my match with Ken and Joseph, it worked out, but, like, I had to go to multiple choice at one point, and I was, like, not happy with myself that I had to do that, and I thought it was a death sentence.
Yeah.
It's so different from, like, being in Inner Geekdom now. There's a lot more. There's less pressure. Yeah. I can go to multiple choice and still win.
Yes. SSK286. Thank you very much for the generous super chat.
Oh yeah, thank you. Wow.
Given that J.J. Abrams is known for setting up stories, then editing them, is it possible everything that is shown in The Rise of Skywalker is meant to be used later in other Star Wars media, specifically the High Republic era and possibly other films?
I don't think so. I mean, well, I'm sure some stuff is going to connect back to The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
That's just the way Star Wars is, but...
Is he saying, like, do we think that he filmed stuff to then have used later on?
Like, did JJ consciously set some things up for the future of Star Wars storytelling?
The first thing that comes to mind is Luke and Leia's training flashback.
Yeah. Well...
That's a possibility.
I mean, yes, that's going to come back. Exegol, I can't imagine, is going to sit somewhere and never be used again.
Right. Exegol would be perfect for High Republic.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think that JJ was consciously, like, trying to tie his movie into other things. I think it's just going to work out that other things tie into the movie.
Yeah.
That's just the impression I get on him and the rest of the stuff that happens in The Rise of Skywalker. Like, if he were so conscious of the canon and, like, what's coming up, I think he would have been more conscious of what already happened.
What has happened before.
Yeah, and I don't think that he was, so...
Or maybe he was and just...
Didn't care?
Didn't care, yeah. I wanted to make his own thing.
I just don't see him as the kind of storyteller to be like, yeah, let me help you really flesh out your books and comics and stuff. I think he was more concerned with making the best movie that he could. Mm. It landed for some people. It didn't land for others. That's the way it's going to go for every Star Wars movie ever.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. Red Tornado 98, thank you for the super chat. Is that Ramon's tee the only non-Star Wars tee that you have?
It's not even mine.
Fun fact, that is my shirt. It's like an oversized t-shirt dress kind of thing, and for his like old school Empire Strikes Back Easter egg video, I was like, we were trying to figure out what he could wear so that he looked
like I was in the 80s.
Like he was in the 80s, and we don't really have that much. He tried on my jean jacket and could barely get out of it.
Also, like, I put on a bunch of denim and decided I looked too cool. Cool in quotation marks. Like, I looked like a giant dork, but for the 80s, I was like, this isn't what a geek would wear.
Right.
And, like, we just didn't have anything else that was both 80s and, like, nerdy. I desperately wish I had a polo with, like, a pocket in it, and we could have put a pocket protector and a bunch of pins, but I don't have any of those clothes either, so we settled on the Ramones, and it worked, but...
Yeah, I was like, I guess you could wear this Ramones oversized t-shirt dress, and it looks like a regular t-shirt on him. But then I had an extra pair of those, like, blue light clear glasses, and we took the lenses out of those, and you wore those with some tape on them. Classic nerd.
I'm glad people liked that video. I mentioned this the other day on the gaming stream, but I had that idea like 2 or 3 years ago, and I've always wanted to do it for like April Fools, and just April Fools would come and go, and I wouldn't have time to pull it off. And then I was like, 40th anniversary of Empire's coming up, like, this is the perfect time to do it. I just made myself take the time to do it, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, a lot of people said it was their favorite video that you've ever done. So maybe we can do more silly stuff like that in the future.
I'm sure I will. I mean...
Especially now that we have a green screen.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi is coming up in 3 years, but there's a Star Wars birthday every single year.
Yeah.
When's the 5-year anniversary of Force Awakens is this year.
Wow.
But it's like I probably did an actual Easter egg video for that, though. The point was to make it, like, obviously, like, this is the type of video YouTubers make now.
Yeah.
But if you made one for Empire, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. We could do... So this is something I see a lot of people do in the makeup community on YouTube. They go back and look at their very first video, and they just, like, play it and watch along and, like, show their reaction to it. So we could do that, but with our Force Awakens review. Play it, pause it, talk through what we thought about our initial reactions and what we think of it now.
I'm sure I'll do that for Return of the Jedi at some point, because it's the same kind of thing where it's like, oh, we finally get to see Jabba the Hutt.
Right.
I heard about him for 2 movies.
Yeah, that would be fun. I saw someone earlier ask what we were drinking. I've got some white wine.
With an ice cube in it.
With one ice cube, because it was not cold. And Alex is drinking some Scofflaw Basement Pog. It's an IPA with passion fruit and orange guava.
It's very good. It's what I've been just sipping on during quarantine. I had never had it before. I've had Scofflaw Basement a lot. It's like a local brewery, but I'd never tried the Pog, and it's really, really good.
Yes. Ted Comet comes in with another super chat. Thank you. Stupid hypothetical. Could Episode 3 Anakin beat Vader? First of all, nothing is stupid. I love a good hypothetical. Could Episode 3 Anakin beat Vader? What do you think? Because I have some thoughts.
I think it depends on the day.
If Vader's having a good or bad day, or...
Well, like, kinda. I mean, the way, especially the new canon has described the Force, it's like a door, and some days it's more open, and some days it's more closed, and like, it's not like. But well, I guess on what day of give me a movie for Vader to compare it to. Revenge of the Sith Anakin. Okay, we know what his mental state was at that point.
How about comic book Vader?
That's where he's. I saw
He's super powerful.
I saw a really funny meme. It's that one of like a really nice looking dog sitting and smiling next to like a makeup, like a movie werewolf that's snarling and it looks horrible. And it's like original trilogy Vader is the little smiling dog, and then comic Vader, Fallen Order Vader, and Rogue One Vader is the snarling
is
one.
the terrifying monster.
Yeah.
Like either the comic book or maybe Rogue One Vader.
It's like, I mean, I think Revenge of the Sith Anakin probably could have beat Return of the Jedi Vader, because Return of the Jedi Vader is feeling a lot of conflict, and Revenge of the Sith Anakin is feeling less and less throughout the movie, and going the wrong way, but...
Yeah. I don't know who else subscribes to this theory or thought process, and I don't even know if it's a good way to look at things, but I always thought that, I mean, yeah, Vader in the suit has probably more anger and just he's dealt with more anguish over the years, and he's just like really been stewing in his sadness and anger, and that's been keeping him pretty powerful. But Anakin, I don't know what I'm trying to lead up to, but basically when Anakin loses limbs, some people have said
lost midichlorians.
Is that losing midichlorians technically? And I've always thought that was an interesting way to look at it. Like, if he hadn't lost all of his limbs and had to be put in the suit, does that technically make him a more powerful Jedi?
I don't subscribe to that. That is straight up true in Legends. Like, I think they said that. But Lords of the Sith, the book, the canon book, said that it never felt stronger when he was in the suit.
Yeah.
So I don't think that the amount of blood you have in your body equates to your abilities in the Force. Like, George Lucas wanted the Force to be like a spiritual, mental thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's more about your moral compass than it is about your biological and that's kind of like why the midichlorians are so baffling.
Yeah.
And I think that George wasn't trying to give them so much give the Force a biological element so much as show that the Jedi were losing their way. I don't think he communicated that very well.
Mm-hmm.
That's stuff that I've seen a lot of Lucasfilm people say after the fact, and I'm sure they heard that from George, but the movie itself, I don't think makes it very clear.
Right. Well, and on top of that, it's the saying of like the dark side is easier, quicker, more seductive. Mm-hmm. But ultimately the light side would win.
Yeah, in the long run it's better for you. I mean,
yeah. So like Anakin still has some light in him. He kind of struggles with anger issues and other stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I think
the answer is
I think Anakin would beat Vader.
I think it honestly does depend, but like I think maybe Clone Wars Anakin would beat Vader. I want to think that.
Yeah, after watching the Mortis arc, I'm like, okay, this is telling Anakin just how important and powerful he can be. He's getting a little ego boost here.
And like, I don't think there is a right or wrong answer to this. I think it is subjective. I think it comes down to how an individual, whoever's making the decision, views the Force. And just my interpretation of the Force is this way. If your interpretation leads you down another path of thinking, that's fine.
Yes.
There's no right or wrong here.
Yeah. I'm going to get to this next super chat here in a minute, but I saw a couple people ask about the Schmodown. My match will be...
In 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks, June 10th. It's on a Wednesday. They're live streaming it on Twitch, so go to Twitch. It's free to just sign up, and then just search for Movie Trivia Schmodown, and you can follow their page for free, but you can also be a subscriber, which helps them keep doing these matches. And yeah, so June 10th, watch me
destroy.
Yeah,
I was like jumping up and down excited watching you play along last night.
I was
just busting with pride.
I was pretty happy with my performance. I won't say what my performance was, but yes. And Donnie, oh boy,
Ibarechi?
And Donnie Ibarechi.
I'm super sorry for what we just did to your name.
Thank you for the super chat. Did you see the announcement of the new Black Series Rebels figures with the new packaging? Are you going to get them? I did see a post. I didn't look into it that much, but I did see some of the new packaging. I think it looks really good.
Sorry, I'm orienting pieces here. Yeah, the packaging's cool, but like we've talked about this before, we're not huge collectors.
Yeah, we have.
For some reason, the Zeb figure does kind of intrigue me. Like, we don't collect action figures. I think we tend to just collect like characters that we like, or like Fallen Order. I got all the Fallen Order stuff because I really liked that story.
And those are the only two Black Series figures we have still in the box.
Yeah, and that's just laziness, honestly. Like we didn't pull the Mandalorian out until we got the child Black Series.
So little. You can't even see him. He's so tiny. Yeah, we're out of the box people, and I like the Black Series Rebels figures, but honestly, like Funko Pop is where my obsession lies.
So I don't know. I do think the packaging looks cool. I might get Zeb. I don't know why that one really jumped out at me as one that I wanted, but it did.
Yeah, that one's interesting. Clayton Lancaster, thank you for the super chat. He just says, #make Solo 2 happen.
Nice.
There was a whole day dedicated to that.
Yeah.
So the other day.
This always happens. We wind up talking about stuff we're going to talk about on Saturday's Q&A. We filmed right before we did this. But yeah, we wanted to talk about Make Solo 2 happen because like the Resistance broadcast guys did such a good job with that hashtag.
I mean, it's blown up.
Yeah, it's great. But beyond that, I think they've also fostered a real like positivity behind it where I know like we didn't follow the release, the Snyder Cut stuff, but I know that some people were like not happy with how those people were acting.
Sure.
This is just like we'd love to see this. I saw Peter Sciretta from Slash Film say something along the lines of like, I noted that I don't think a movie sequel is likely, and was met with nothing but like friendly discussion and positivity from anyone using the hashtag, and he's like, this is so refreshing.
Yeah. I'll never forget when you got to interview Jonas at DragonCon and like basically have your own panel with him, and I think it was like towards the end or midway through we got to give him some Make Solo 2 happen shirts.
The Resistance broadcast guys guys and gal sent us a shirt for him and a shirt for his baby Baka.
Yeah.
And we were able to give them to him.
Yeah, and everybody cheered. They thought it was super cute, and that was a really cool moment. And they had him on the channel recently, which is awesome.
This week. So yeah, go check out Resistance Broadcast and their latest episode with Jonas Swatamo. I'm still practicing getting his name right. I got lessons from him on how to say his name.
Well, he said specifically that the English language doesn't have what did he say? Like a letter to imitate the same sound as his name is supposed to be said. So he's like, basically no one really says my name right, and then it's okay.
He said the closest thing is like, it's how a Bostonian says coffee. Like, go get me a coffee.
Coffee.
So it's like Swatamo.
Swatamo.
I'm sure I just said it wrong still.
Yeah.
But that's the lesson that he gave me.
It's better than Suatamo, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what he's used to, I think. Red Tornado 98, thank you for the super chat. What is underwater on Camino like in Legends/canon?
I don't know.
Is that so? There are like
don't know.
flying whales. I know. Are they like sea monsters that can fly, or do they fly and sometimes go in the water?
I think they fly and sometimes go in the water. I think they're more like amphibians, but I don't know. Camino's not a place I know crazy well. I should look into that more.
Yeah. I mean, I like Camino a lot. I think it's a cool place. Very rainy. Bring your raincoat and your rain boots. Tyance R, thank you for the super chat. I hope I said that correctly. First, hope you guys are saying safe and sane. I almost said safe and sound, but safe and sane, yes, for the most part.
Everyone's saying I was losing it for that 1980s video.
Yeah. Which
isn't wrong.
We are being, like, overly cautious and safe. Sane, you know, some days are better than others. Second, this channel is fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Third, have you heard the podcast Newcomers? If you haven't, you should check it out. I have not.
I've never heard of it.
We'll put it on the list of things to check out.
If it's on Spotify, I'll find it right now.
He's been listening to Mission to Zix a lot. We discovered Welcome to the Magic Tavern, which is an amazing podcast.
It's with Lauren Lapkus and Nicole Byer, the girl from that movie you just watched, the Netflix one, The Wrong Missy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Is it about Star Wars?
I think so. Yeah, it is.
Ooh, yeah, I'll check that out.
But I have seen images of this floating around, so okay. Followed.
Nice. Charlie McKay, thank you for the super chat. Did you enjoy Battlefront 2 campaign?
Yeah.
I did.
I mean, I enjoyed overall, but it was one of those things where I think the marketing for it could have been better. And I wouldn't have been taken off guard by it if they hadn't said, this is the story of an Imperial from the Battle of Endor to the Battle of Starkiller Base.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was not that. And that I think if EA were a little more upfront about what and it's like, you can look back at it and it's very from a certain point of view. It's like they're not lying, but it did feel misleading. And I think that's a bummer because Mitch Dyer, the guy who wrote the campaign, is an awesome guy. We've had the pleasure of meeting him and talking with him. He is so great, and he is so passionate about Star Wars, and I think he wrote a great story that just suffered from a business trying to sell the most units, and they were like, what's the most enticing thing?
Yeah.
And they were like, they really leaned in into the first order stuff in the marketing, and that's not really a part of it. And it's like, what made it sound so unique was like, oh, this is following the point of view of an Imperial from the Battle of Endor leading to the First Order, and like everybody thought that was so cool. Oh, and I should mention Walt Williams too. That he wrote it alongside Mitch, and both of them are super cool people.
But yeah, and like I remember we worked with EA when it was coming out, and we got to play the game early and capture some footage, and it was really fun. But like a lot of people have said, it was short. It was a little shorter than what most people would have liked, and then, I mean, like spoilers, I guess, but
it's been out for
and
30
like
years.
The main character ends up becoming a rebel, one of the good guys, and it's like, well, that's not really what we were shown.
And that's like, it's in line with what Star Wars is. I mean, Star Wars is an anti-imperial story. It is anti-fascism, anti-war. So I'm not against that happening at all. It does happen rather fast, which I think it is more of a... I have nothing to base this on.
Boom.
I think that the campaign, the story being told, was probably cut down because they're like, this is primarily a first-person shooter game, like a competitive people fight in servers and stuff. We're putting a campaign in because people wanted it.
Yeah.
I think that there was more to that story. I think that, here's what I'll say. I love that we got Inferno Squad the book because I love Christy Golden and everything. I think that story deserves a novelization, an adaptation of some sort, because I think there's a lot more to be said.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm catching up. By the way, how far into this build are we?
Bag 6 of 11 right now.
Okay, but it's starting to look like a ship.
Yeah, it definitely looks like an A-wing now.
Ted Comment, thank you again for another super chat. Luminous beings, are we not this crude matter? Baby Jar Jar is a... I think he meant cursed image. It says crust. But Baby Jar Jar.
People keep talking about the
right.
the Gungan from the Clone Wars.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're cute.
I got no hate to give Baby Jar Jar.
Mm-hmm.
It's no Baby Yoda. We can all agree, but
I mean, that's a precious
there
baby.
can be only one. That's
a precious baby boy that, his greatness cannot be matched. Bikey, I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you for the super chat. What do we think of the Jedi Temple game show? So I was really excited when we first heard about it, but I must have misread because I thought it was like gonna be a trivia show for kids, and I was like, ooh, maybe we could get on it, but we're not kids. I don't know. That was dumb. But it was originally going to be on Disney Plus.
That's what I thought.
But now it's going to be on the Disney Kids YouTube channel and their website, which is fine, but interesting that they aren't putting it on Disney Plus.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I guess maybe they decided we've got the Clone Wars, we've got the Mandalorian. It's not like super kiddie content. Maybe they just felt that Star Wars Kids was a better fit for it on YouTube.
And I mean, well, honestly, like, it's free content, and maybe they were like,
yeah, that's true.
Maybe they were like, let's give the people some free content, especially stuff for kids. Like, put it on YouTube, make it free.
That's true.
It would have been maybe like bad PR.
Yeah, I wonder if this is like a pandemic move
Mm-hmm.
to be parents need help with their kids.
Yeah.
Like, let's give them something free to watch, and it might still. I'm sure they're going to push Disney Plus in it. As for the show and the concept itself, I mean, I used to love Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah.
I watched that show all the time and dreamed about being on it, and I screamed at every kid who couldn't build the silver monkey. It's 3 pieces. It's a 3-piece puzzle.
They're children.
I was a child, and I was like, clearly, foot, belly, head.
Pressure.
How'd you put the head on second?
Pressure.
I
They're on camera.
to be fair, like, yeah, those
They probably
the temple guardians can jump out at any time and just grab you, and that was always terrifying.
those kids probably all have PTSD. I mean, let's be real. But
So yeah, I would have loved a show like this as a kid.
Yeah.
I want to. It would never happen, but I really want to just start emailing people and be like, "Can I be in an episode?"
Yeah.
Like me and a bunch of 8-year-olds, just like shoving them out of the way. Like, I got this.
And I think it's cool that like Ahmed Best is hosting, and he I can't remember the co-host name, but she plays a droid. But he like has his own Jedi character, and she has a droid character, which I think is really cool. But
Oh, he was barking in his sleep.
oh, now we just woke him up. It does look a little cheesy, but it is for kids, and I think it looks way easier than what something like Legends of the Hidden Temple was like.
Well, we haven't seen it yet. There might be like force ghosts that come out of the walls and grab kids or something. I had something to say and then Hilo made me forget it. Oh, someone on Twitter pointed out that Ahmed's Jedi character, which A, he looks great as a Jedi, B, his character is apparently related to his cameo character in Attack of the Clones, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Oh my.
Hilo's barking about something. This is the time of day. It's like 8 o'clock here, so it's still light outside. This is the time of day where
I'm gonna go calm them down.
a lot of people in our neighborhood are out walking because the weather is not as hot. It's been so hot here in Georgia. Like, Georgia summer heat is ridiculous because of how humid it gets down here. But he's probably just barking at people walking around the neighborhood. Elijah Neal, thank you for the super chat. I hope they plan out their next trilogy after what happened with the sequels, even though I enjoyed them. Also, I have returned to ask you if you know the names of the Knights of Ren. I'll wait till Alex gets back for that one. But I agree. I enjoyed the sequel trilogy very much. I didn't like The Rise of Skywalker as much as some other people did, but overall, if they had done some better planning, it would have worked out better.
What are we talking about now?
Elijah Neal said that he hopes that they do some better planning for the next trilogy, and I said I agreed, even though he enjoyed them. Also, he wants to know the names of the Knights of Ren.
Elijah. Hold on. I'm up to 3 now.
I should know these, but I don't.
I'm up to 3. Trudgen, Vikral, Kuruk. That was the one that I vowed to remember on Tuesday.
Kuruk. Because it sounds like Urukai. Oh, I have food in the soaking in water ready to go to a con.
Trudgen, Vikral, Uruk, Akle, Nexu, and Reek. Nope. I got that third one.
We got 3 out of 7? Is there 7?
7 or 6.
Where's our book?
Right there.
Oh.
But I agree on the planning. Yeah. Definitely don't get the sense that there was one. Again, this feels like Disney spent $4 billion and they want to see their investment back as soon as possible. How do we do that? We do a sequel trilogy with all the old characters, but also the new ones. And do we have time to plan out 3 movies? No, but we can just get one going right now. And I think they should have taken their time, but they didn't.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like there's stuff that I like in all of them, but as a trilogy, it definitely, of the 3 trilogies, I don't think it feels that cohesive. It doesn't feel like there was one person's vision driving everything.
Yeah.
The way that Lucas had the originals and the prequels, it does feel a little bit like a game of tug of war.
Yep. One yoke flip. Thank you for the super chat. Will I get free Robux from this? What's Robux?
I don't know. Oh wait, I think I saw someone saying something about Robux at the start of the chat. Like,
Buy Robux. Oh, is this the currency?
Is it for Roblox?
No, it's like the Minecraft currency? I don't know. I could be wrong. It's some kind of cryptocurrency that I don't understand. No. That's the answer. I don't understand cryptocurrencies. Caleb Diaz, thank you for the super chat. I don't really have friends who want to read all the books/comics, so this channel is a blessing. Thank you. Which channel or which movie director are you looking forward to the most? Ooh.
Like in Star Wars?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, Taika.
I was gonna say Taika. I do really hope Rian Johnson still gets to make his movie or trilogy or whatever, but
that again is like I think that if he has a unified vision for a trilogy of Star Wars movies,
yeah,
I think that's going to work out great. And if we're not dealing with the legacy characters and it's all his own, I think that's going to be a perfect fit, and it won't feel like the sequel trilogy did, where it's just like going back and forth between tones. And
yeah, and he's so selective about the movies that he's made because he hasn't made that many, but the ones that he's made are so good. So I agree. Taika and Rian Johnson.
Hilo chill.
But same with Taika Waititi. Like, all of his movies are so good.
I mean, What We Do in the Shadows is a movie I can watch anytime.
Yeah, and the show is great too.
Where does this go?
Uh-oh. Having some trouble.
I don't understand what this is. Where?
What?
I don't understand how this attaches to this.
Use glue.
I missed something. Sure did.
I'm trying to make sense of this next one. Oh, I think this is about Baby Jar Jar, maybe. Ted comment, thank you for another super chat. They said, it's not from the Clone Wars, it's something else.
Oh.
So, I thought maybe it was, I remember there was like a Baby Jabba image floating around the internet, so maybe they did one for Jar Jar.
I haven't seen it, if that's the case.
I might have seen it, but I can't remember. But that makes more sense.
How did I miss?
Our boomer is showing that people are saying it's Roblox. not Robux. I don't know about that stuff.
I don't know nothing about no Roblox.
Oleoscar2000, thank you for the super chat. What do you guys think of the Galaxy of Adventure shorts? Also, do you think Starkiller could be the main bad guy in Fallen Order 2? I don't think Starkiller's coming back.
I don't know. They tossed the idea around for Star Wars Rebels to have him as one of the Inquisitors. I think he would be very different, but he still might look like Sam Witwer.
If that's the case, then if they're making a sequel to the Rebels show, I think that would be a better place for him.
Yeah, but then he'd be like an old Inquisitor, and I'm pretty sure all of them are dead by the end of Rebels.
All right, fine.
Someone did do a really cool mashup of like his bad guy costume from the video games, and like they turned it into an Inquisitor outfit, which is pretty compelling. I'll say I like it. But no, I don't want them really to stay in the same area. I want them to go off into the unknown regions. Look at something else.
That's fair. And then Galaxy of Adventure shorts, I think they're awesome.
Oh, yeah. There's something I don't, like, keep up with as quickly as I should. Like, I know the one for the Empire came out.
I watched that one. It was the Hoth battle.
I haven't seen that one yet. But when I catch up with them, I think they're enjoyable.
I also enjoy watching them to have, like, a little extra study material.
I don't know how I missed a step way back in bag 3, and then I took like a bunch of extra pieces and just threw them in my extra piece bag. Like
that you needed?
Yeah, why did I think that this... Yeah, I guess there were just 15 extra pieces in this bag. Some of that's from Tron, and yeah, that's from the Tron set that I built a while back.
Some cool guy hair.
Yeah.
Right there.
I've got...
Ooh, cool.
This is just my extra pieces stuff, and I don't know where to put her on the actual set. It's like we have it displayed on our case downstairs, but it's the bikes.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put her in. How did I do this so wrong?
That's not something I hear him say very often. I enjoy hearing you say that. One of these days you're gonna... What's the line? You're gonna
be wrong.
And I'm gonna be here to see it. Matthew Lang, thank you for the super chat. It's 1 a.m. here in the UK. Thank you for the weekly live stream. It helps me relax. Heard any rumors / had any thoughts on what the Taika film is about? High Republic?
No idea. I mean, like, we have friends who get scoops and stuff.
It's like the same kind of scoops that leak on the internet anyways.
Well, I mean, like,
but
we're friends with some of the people that do those leaks.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't really seek them out. Sometimes if I see one, like Peter Sciretta did the scoop on Cobb Vanth, and I was able to DM him and ask him like for some clarification on that scoop, but I don't dig very much. I'm not like, is this 100% true, and like who's your source, and like I don't even know how they go about getting sources, and I don't really care to. So
yeah,
no, we don't really get rumors of our own.
Thoughts about Taika's film? Do we think it's High Republic?
I doubt it. I
don't know that they're gonna make a High Republic movie.
I think they might. I think it would be a smart move to build up to it with the books and comics, but again, I haven't heard that. Even at that High Republic event, they said there were no plans for it, but if it does happen, like, it's just a testament to how well the books and or comics do. But right now, it's just a publishing thing.
Yeah. Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah, like, I like his style. Like a sense of humor. What We Do in the Shadows, like I said, is amazing. I think Thor Ragnarok is one of the best movies in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
I've been studying for my Schmodown, and I was watching Thor: The Dark World the other night, which I do like. I think that's a fine movie.
It's fine. It's better than I remember it.
But you fell asleep the first time you tried to watch it. I remember that.
Yeah.
But the whole time I was like, I just kind of want to watch Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, me too. Did you figure it out?
Yeah.
Okay. Josh, thank you for the super chat. Where do you think Maul was during the events of Jedi Fallen Order? Seeing how Malicos usurped seeing how Malicos usurped the Knight brothers and Maul resided on Dathomir during Solo.
I imagine, so they set up that the Knight brothers and the Knight sisters live on opposite sides of the planet.
Mm-hmm.
In the Clone Wars. I'm going to guess that they were just, the Knight brothers were over here, and then we see that Darth Maul is like in Mother Talzin's old setup in the clone or in Star Wars Rebels. So I think he was probably just doing things on the other side of the planet, and he probably didn't care what was going on over there.
Probably not, yeah.
He's just like, I'm doing my own thing. What, someone took over the Knight brothers? Like, whatever. Or maybe he wasn't on Dathomir yet at that point. Maybe he was still hopping around the galaxy.
Mm.
But I don't know.
Ooh, somewhere. Where was that? Jacob's Quest is here. They say there might be a certain game announcement tomorrow. Keep an eye out.
All right. Interesting. I mean, EA Play, the digital EA Play is in 2 weeks.
Mm.
So, but maybe they're gonna like build up some hype for it. Like,
I mean,
here's a game.
We haven't heard anything from Project Maverick, whatever that is, in a while. So,
well, I don't think we were supposed to hear anything about it at all. But yeah, maybe they're gonna say Project Maverick, it's coming. Here's the real title. Hear more about it in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're live streaming at the same time that there's a bunch of ILM people talking about Empire, I think.
Oh, really? Oops.
Don't
they know this is when we live stream? We get Thursday nights.
Excuse me. Major Zuma, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Star Wars Explained, just checking in to say I love y'all. This is a pure speculation. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
This is a pure speculation question. What do you think Baby Yoda's first 50 years were like? Aww.
Hopefully peaceful, but I don't know if was he recently kidnapped, taken away from his people, do you think, or has he been moved around for a long time?
Oh, poor little guy. Once he starts talking, maybe we'll find out.
For some reason, I get the feeling like he was recently kidnapped.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I don't know. Hopefully it's been like 49 years of great times with his parents, and then he got kidnapped, and he won't be gone too long because the Mandalorian's going to find him.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
I wonder what how much smaller was he, do you think?
So small.
How much did he grow?
So small.
So small. Yeah, I think there's a bunch of people streaming right now. I think Ken is or was streaming on Twitch. We're streaming. ILM is streaming. It's the cool thing to do.
Everyone's streaming when you're stuck inside.
I like that people were saying that where our boomer is showing. Well, I haven't been to the hair salon in quite a while, so my actual gray hair is showing. You probably can't see it, but I've got some. You don't have any.
I'm 18. I like that Christian Harloff calls me like a kid a lot in the Schmodown.
He used to.
Yeah, he doesn't. Well, now there's an actual, like, his nickname is the Kid.
Yeah.
But the first time I won, he's like, he's done it. The Kid's done it. I'm like, I'm
I'm in my
only
30s.
a few years younger than you.
Yeah. Oh, man. We're going to do some studying after this. We've got...
Don't say.
I was just going to say we still have a bunch of movies to rewatch. But yeah.
You never know who's watching.
I won't go into how we study or how much you're helping me or not helping me. Oh, what's up, Brian Ward? He says,
Oh.
I still don't believe either of you are over 25. That's very,
hey, Brian.
That's very kind of you. People probably think that I'm crazy for carrying an umbrella around when we go for walks in the neighborhood, but I don't want to get too much sun damage. And I burn very easily. Like, I feel like I got a little pink on our walk today, and you have like an intense tan line.
Yeah, but I don't care.
You get tan. I just burn. It's not fair.
Sorry.
To quote so many people in Star Wars.
It just isn't fair.
Beefcake McHandsome says that tank top is top shelf.
Well, coming from Beefcake McHandsome.
You can't beat that.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
It's so funny. Like, and one of our other friends has the same tank top. Didn't you find that at Walmart?
Yes, we went to the beach, I don't know, 5 years ago. It was for a friend's bachelor party. And we went to Walmart for supplies, and we were like, let's all get tank tops. Well, actually, it started because our friend who's
You never wore tank tops before then?
Not really. It was our friend really loved Hawaiian t-shirts, and so we were like, let's all go get Hawaiian shirts and we can match him for the weekend. And then we wandered through the tank top aisle, and we were like, we're all getting tank tops. And me and a buddy both had our eyes on this one.
And for a while they would work out together, and they would both wear their little chewy tank tops, and it was just like a little ritual.
And now we can't work out together anymore.
You could... Well, I was going to say you could Skype call him, but he doesn't have a home gym like we kind of do. We have a very mishmash home gym. But lucky to have what we do have. I know I've seen a lot of people saying that, like, the price of dumbbells and, like, just gym equipment in general, like, skyrocketed when quarantine happened. And after everyone's gyms closed, everybody's losing their gains, including me. But that's just because I'm lazy. Ted Comment, thank you for another super chat. Baby Yoda on Kid Nation? What's that?
Are we about to show more Boomer? I don't know what Kid Nation is.
Let me look it up.
See, that's where we are better. We can Google things.
Unlike your parents. Kid.
Hey, they figured out how to fix their Amazon Prime all by themselves.
But they admitted that it was like a fluke, and they didn't know how they did it. Oh, wait, this is from 2007? Reality TV show? Was it not in the U.S.? No, it says CBS.
What did I do
Ghost
wrong
Town,
now?
Community. All right, this is starting to sound familiar.
I've never heard of it.
8 reasons why CBS's Kid Nation was more traumatizing for children than the Hunger Games.
Oh no.
I don't know if I want to look into that. Why was Kid Nation canceled? Why Kid Nation was the worst reality show ever made. Oh boy. I don't want Baby Yoda on Kid Nation.
Yeah,
if
it sounds like let's keep him safe.
If it sounds that terrifying. Yeah, let us know in the chat if you watched Kid Nation and what you thought of it. Ricardo Franco, thank you for the super chat. Hey guys, how's it going? What non-Star Wars movies are y'all looking forward to the most? Ooh.
I mean, I always like watching the new MCU stuff, so...
What new movies, I think?
Well, yeah, but like Black Widow was supposed to come out.
I was going to say Black Widow.
The Eternals was supposed to come out. I'm looking forward to both of those, but that's all been pushed. Black Widow still might happen in November. I don't even know what's coming in. I mean, I don't know anything about Tenet, Christopher Nolan's movie, but yeah. I always like his movies.
I mean, all the stuff that Kevin Feige and the MCU announced that was coming, like WandaVision, like you said, the Black Widow movie, like, all that stuff I'm really intrigued by.
Well, I'm excited for like the MCU shows, maybe even more.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, what other movies are coming out?
I just haven't been keeping up with it because I don't want to be sad about.
Yeah. I can't even remember what movies were coming out.
What are movies even?
Well, like, what was the last movie we saw in the theater?
The Rise of Skywalker is the last one I remember.
Yeah. Sark Banatute, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Thank you for the super chat. What is that flagon behind Molly above the belt?
Oh, it's the Top Gun.
What's that called?
The Top Gun Stein from Battlestar.
But
a flagon?
Flagon?
Yeah.
I've never heard it called that. But we should be drinking out of it. It's from Battlestar Galactica, and I think it's in one episode.
I think it's just in one episode
of the actual show, and it's like whoever wins the game.
No, it's just whoever is Top Gun. It's not a game.
We've had something out of this before. It smells like rum.
I'm pretty sure it was whiskey.
Ugh.
Mixed with something, but
I mean, it's clean, but it's got like a...
Seal it back up. Hasn't been opened in years.
It's cool though. It's got like a little viper on the top, and it's got Pandora, Blondie, Digger, Snetty, Porker, Starbuck, and Cat.
Porker?
No, sorry, Poker.
Is Poker better?
Poker.
I was like, oh my gosh, Battlestar has its own Porkins.
I guess those are all the people that have won the ability to drink out of the stein. So that's cool. Earlier, I think I saw someone in the chat say that they were watching Battlestar on our recommendation and were enjoying it.
Nice.
It's always good to hear. Love, 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 love that show. Ted Comment, thank you for another super chat. How long do you think Mulan will be held back, considering one of the actors looks like the dictator of China? I don't think that's gonna...
Is Winnie the Pooh in that?
What?
Apparently the dictator of China hates to be compared to Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
Didn't know they got Winnie the Pooh for Mulan. That's awesome.
I don't think that's gonna have anything to do with it, honestly, but I forgot about Mulan. That's another one that I was more.
Of the live action remakes they've done, this one looks like it's actually going to be different instead of just like it's the exact same story, but now there's people in it. Like,
yeah. I mean,
we still haven't seen any of the live action remakes, have we?
no.
And occasionally, like, we have Disney Plus, and sometimes I'm like,
We have
we
too
should
many
check
other
out-
things
I
we have
know.
to watch.
So I'm like, we should check out Aladdin at some point, but haven't.
We have too many movies on our plate. But yeah, I am looking forward to eventually seeing Mulan. I know I'm probably, well, maybe I'm not in the minority, but I think I'm in the minority in hoping for eventually theatrically released movies to be released for home viewing at the same time, but you just have, I mean, you still have to pay for it, but that might be something that puts theaters out of business, which I know a lot of people don't want to happen. And like big movies like Star Wars movies, Marvel movies, yes, I would love to see those in theaters, but most of the time if a movie comes out that I want to see, I'm like, I wish I could see this from the couch.
I mean, it's tough. Like, there are definitely some movies that I would be like, yeah, I want to see that, but I'd be fine to watch from the couch. But then there are some, like, yeah, Star Wars, MCU, anything that I really, really get pumped for, I want to go out to a theater. And
yeah, and make like a
night of it.
Yeah. And it's also cool to like go to a old school type theater that plays old school movies like the Plaza.
Honestly, like that, I think should be a bit. Revival theater should be a bigger business.
Yes.
Because that's always whenever like Raiders of the Lost Ark is playing, it's like, let's go.
I mean, they did that a bunch at the movie tavern for a while there, but if any of you that are watching are from Atlanta, the Plaza Theater has teamed up with Dad's Garage, who we've talked about a billion times, but we love and love to plug. They're doing drive-in movies at the Dad's Garage parking lot. And we've yet to go to one, but I really want to.
Yeah.
We're kind of like waiting until they do Star Wars, because they've done Jaws, they've done they did Clue, and I would have loved to have seen that one, but it sold out.
What? Yeah, we didn't know about it until like
the day
they were
of.
like, here's the listings. It's all sold out.
Yeah, they did Clue, they did The Dark Crystal. I mean, so many good ones. But yeah, I'm hoping they do. I should look that up. I'm hoping they do Star Wars so that I can study and have a good time at the same time. Plaza Theater Drive-In? Okay. You no longer get to tease me about this. Thank you for the super chat. They say, you can shorten my name in the future if you wish. I do not. I will say the whole thing. Every time, because I like it.
It reminds me of whenever we would go to trivia back in the day. Like, this was like 2007, but we made our trivia team name the Derek Zoolander Center for Kids Who Can't Read Good and Want to Learn them 2 other things good too, just to make the trivia person read that every time.
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
Maybe this is on the Dad's Garage website.
I have an email that we can look at later.
Yeah, I'm probably shouldn't be looking this up right now.
You're letting your ice cube wine get to you.
I just remembered that our friends are doing a drive-in thing, and I wanted to do it. Yeah, throw us some Star Wars trivia, and I will let Alex answer everything, and then through that, maybe I can study.
They can do Intergeekdom trivia. I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Any trivia, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Well, you don't need Lord of the Rings trivia. But make sure it's movie stuff, because they don't do anything from the books. Harry Potter, Star Trek, MCU, DCEU.
Just don't expect any Star Wars level response. Might take me a second.
I did see one trivia question. How many named Lasat characters have we seen in Star Wars, and who are they?
4, I think. Trying to think if there have been any more. But I can see 4 in my head. Jaro DePaul, Zeb, and I don't know the names of the other 2 from Rebels. The old lady and the other, like, guardsman.
Yeah, I can't remember that either. Ted comment, thank you for the super chat. What species is Gandalf?
Oh,
Isn't it just wizard?
in the common tongue, is he an Astari?
I don't know.
Molly, answer me.
An Astari, you said?
Yeah. I don't know why that's sticking in my head.
I'll keep an eye out to see if that is the correct answer. Ooh. Can you name the spider-like creatures with the brains in glass jars walking around Jabba's palace?
Oh, the Bomar monks.
That's what they are?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, okay. There you go. I would think that monks would look more like monks, but this is Star Wars, so... this isn't trivia, but someone said, have you seen that Enfys Nest's actress responded to the question of whether or not she'll be in the Cassian series by saying, let's not get into spoilers here. Amazing.
Yeah.
I want her to show up so badly. That's another show that I'm really looking forward to.
I really want just Enfys to come back, period. I wouldn't read into that response too much because, like, I've heard plenty of actors say that no matter what, like, the answer to that question is something vague and unconvincing. Yeah. Like, you just say maybe, you don't say no, even if, as far as you know, it's not true, and, like, you never will be. You just... Lucasfilm and, like, every movie studio instructs you to say something non-committal. Mm-hmm. Because who knows, down the line, she may be. But I hope it's true.
Can you remember what ATAP stands for?
All-Terrain Attack Pod. That was one from last week, I think, that I couldn't recall.
All-Terrain Attack Pod?
Uh-huh.
What do those look like?
3-legged thing with a cannon on its head.
What's it from?
Revenge of the Sith.
Ooh, what was the name of the reporter who interviewed Tony Stark in Iron Man 1?
Christine Everhart.
That's one of the ones that we have written down that I've been quizzing him on. That's a good one. What is the phrase repeated on the Sith dagger?
Only this blade tells.
That's it?
I think so. Well, it's what's repeated. I think it's only this blade tells.
Only this blade tells.
I think 3PO says that 2 times.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, is that the full...
No, not the whole thing. I can't do the whole thing. Something to stand on the southern shore. Only this blade tells.
How many years was the Clone Wars?
3.
It feels like so much more than that.
A lot happens. And that's just more proof of like, hey, Star Wars isn't all that concerned with timelines, and they're just more interested in telling stories. So much happens in 3 years, like too much. But it's fine.
Harry Potter question. What's the name of Hagrid's dragon from Philosopher's Stone?
Norbert?
I will keep an eye out for an answer.
I'm going with my gut on that.
Norbert, you said?
That's what I said.
All right. I don't know if that's true, so we'll see. Ding ding. Oh, they said yes. Bomar monks. Ding ding ding. Nice pull. Will Disney release a different cut of The Rise of Skywalker?
That's something else we're going to talk about on Saturday.
Yeah, tune into our Q&A on Saturday. We get into that a little bit.
But no.
Spoilers.
There won't. I mean, there, you have the short answer. We'll go into it more on Saturday.
Yeah. Norbert is right. Yay. I'm reading through these now. What is the prophecy in Harry Potter? That's kind of vague, but I don't know.
I have no idea.
Ooh, what is the final spaceship shown in the original trilogy?
Special edition or
original? Is this all the like cutscenes or
in the original it's X-Wings. In the special edition, see here we're going to that sequencing thing again that I have trouble with. But I think Coruscant's shown last. And I was thinking of T-16s, but they're not spaceships; they're air speeders. But I think there's an N1 in there. I think there's an N1 on Naboo.
Oh, there's so many of these that I want to answer.
Don't do it. Don't show your hand. Just know that you know them. Or if you see one you don't know, keep it bottled inside and we'll talk about it later.
Okay. What's the name of Dooku's home planet?
Sereno.
In Attack of the Clones, Anakin tells Obi-Wan he saved him from a nest of what?
Gundarks.
Have we seen those?
Yeah, they're in the Clone Wars.
In the Clone Wars, yeah. That's right. I remember watching an episode in season 2, I think, or 1, where there were Gundarks.
I mean, if you had watched my my 101 facts from The Empire Strikes Back the other day, I talked about this whole thing.
I'm sorry. Ted comment, thank you for another super chat. Question for Molly, what are the odds of navigating an asteroid field?
You can answer it.
Can I? 3,720 to 1. Only because that's one that they have recently done, I think.
I don't know.
That was the one in Laura and Andrew's match.
Yeah, but they reset the questions since then.
That's true. 3,574 to 8.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. How do you say this name? Because
I always say it Bakey.
Bakey. Okay.
But if
earlier
I'm wrong.
No, earlier I read that he said that you said it right. So Bakey. Thank you for the super chat. What did Loki and Hawkeye go to Studgart to steal?
Oh. Okay. Crap. That's a good one. And I know I wrote it down. Iridium.
Iridium. And what was that for?
They needed. I know this because you asked it to me and I failed it, and you told me they needed it as a stabilizing agent. So what happened at the shield compound would not happen at Stark Tower.
Mm-hmm. Very good. What was Boba Fett's final dialogue spoken?
Does that count? Or put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
So he doesn't have any lines in Return of the Jedi?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's just screaming.
Yeah, he just has that sexy nod to the ladies. Oh, and the chin thing. Our tank top game is fire today. Thank you.
It's
honestly
hot.
It's
It's just hot in here. We have 4 lights. Oh my gosh, this is nice.
Who is Chewbacca speaking to when we first see him in A New Hope?
I want to throw it to you, but Boshek.
It could also be Obi-Wan, though.
Yeah,
They're kind of like...
I'm pretty sure Obi-Wan interrupts the two of them talking, and Boshek's like, "Oh, you want to talk to him? Okay, I'll get out of here."
How many on-screen beheadings in the Star Wars films?
There's 3 in Revenge of the Sith, and 1 in Attack of the Clones.
Who gets
1 in The Last Jedi.
Who gets beheaded in Revenge of the Sith?
2 clones and Dooku.
Oh. Yeah, I remember people were posting that clip of Yoda after the Siege of Mandalore arc.
2, 3, 4. I can think of 5. I'm pretty sure Jango was the first one. Why won't this? There we go.
What was Spock's father called?
Oh. This is the problem with trivia, is it stops my building dead in its tracks.
Yeah. Do you guys want trivia answers, or do you want him to finish this build?
The only thing I can think of, I remember his half-brother from Star Trek V. Spock, son of... I'm going to say Soren. I don't think that's right.
What is the name of the bartender in Chalmun's Cantina in the Star Wars Holiday Special?
Akmina.
Okay, get out of here. You leave. And people expect me to play you for the belt. I mean, that wouldn't be in the Schmodown,
Yeah.
but...
You can win. I'm telling you.
Every time I say we should watch the holiday special when it's the holidays, you're like, oh, it's so bad. I don't wanna. But then you pull that out.
Just because it's bad doesn't mean I don't know anything from it. Oh, that was fun. So the day we put out the 1980s video, I had a lot of people leaving comments, or they were tweeting, acting like it was 1980.
Yeah.
And like someone had a fun thread with me of like, what do you think we're gonna see in the next movie? And I said I heard something about a forest moon. I bet it'll be Kashyyyk from the holiday special. And that like he kept going back and forth with me. It was a lot of fun.
I watched I don't know if it's AT-AT Chat or AT-AT Chat, whichever you prefer, I guess.
I think AT-AT Chat because it rhymes with chat.
Yeah, AT-AT Chat is another YouTuber, and he did it was more like a review of Empire, but as if
it had just come out.
It had just come out, and it was really good.
Okay, we are at a crossroads. Do you want me to do one more bag, or are you hungry? What are you feeling?
I'm kind of hungry.
We've gone for about an hour and a half.
We need to start studying.
Let's answer a couple more trivia questions, but I won't open up another bag.
Okay. Spock's dad is called Sarek.
Sarek. I knew it was an S. They all have S names, but
Who directed Star Trek Nemesis?
Oh. I don't know, but they did a good job. That's a good movie. It's underrated. I like it.
What species was Dexter, Jettster, and Pong Krell?
Basilisk.
Basilisk?
This one always gets... I think so. I was confident until you asked me. Yeah, basilisk.
Okay. I'm trying to pick out ones that would be potential Schmodown questions. What's the name of the commander of the Nova Corps? The one that Ki-Adi-Mundi led? Is that in Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah. What's funny about this?
Was this a question?
No. I've got a story. In improv lessons, when people figure out what I do for a living, we always get into trivia talks, especially if they're Star Wars fans. And there was Cole, my buddy Cole. We made a slap bet over. He had a week to find a question that would stump me.
I remember now.
Yeah. And if he could stump me, he got to slap me. And if he couldn't, then I would slap him. And this is the question he asked. And I immediately spouted the answer out. And right now I'm blanking. That doesn't help. Oh. And now I second guess myself because his name is really close to a Mortal Kombat character.
I'm gonna write this down just because you're having such a hard time.
Bakara.
Bakara. And he is the commander of the Nova Corps?
Yeah. And I always have to stop and think if it's Bakara or Baraka. Because Baraka is a Mortal Kombat character with knives that come out of his hands. This time, me telling that story was a stalling tactic. It's a good story, but I had to think about that for a second.
Ricardo Franco, thank you for the super chat. In what context is this story in Iron Man 3 told?
It's Tony pretending Bruce is his therapist.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's asking.
Yeah. Name all the Star Wars directors.
George Lucas, Irvin Kershner, Richard Marquand, Lucas, Dave Filoni for the Clone Wars movie, J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, J.J. Abrams, Ron Howard, and Gareth Edwards.
Correct. What was the name of Dryden Voss's dry-skinned, near-human female assistant, and what is their species?
Margot. Oh, a species you got me on. I think it starts with an I.
That sounds
I don't
right.
know why.
Oh, what's up, Zach? Zach Burkett is on the
I
stream.
like that he says, "It's me, Zach, with a K," and his name is written right there. But hi, Zach. True story. Zach Burkett has beaten me at Star Wars trivia at Dragon Con.
Yep.
It's the meanest thing he's ever done.
I saw it happen with my own two eyes.
Oh, yeah, and he did a video on the channel, so you may have seen him. If you want to see Zach Burkett, look for our video on... Why am I blanking on her name? He did a video... No, not again! This is terrible.
Oh, wait. Linme.
Yeah. Oh, no.
He forgot it.
Oh, no.
He forgot it again.
If you had given me 5 minutes, I would have remembered it.
This is a good way to tell that we need food.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for all of the trivia questions. I know I'm seeing more and more come in that are really good, but we gotta go eat something.
Tristan called me a doofus, and he's right.
Let me, you doofus. No, we're just hungry.
My brain is not firing on all cylinders. I would never have a drink before I competed in the Schmodown or Dragon Con.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Dragon Con, but not the Schmodown.
That's true. Broomstick Gaming, is the AC out, or are you just too cool for me? We're just hot.
The AC is on, but there's 4 lights in this room.
Yeah. Thanks for popping in, Zach, and reminding us about that terrible, terrible tragedy.
I can't believe I brought it up and couldn't remember.
All right. Well, that is going to be it for tonight. Show the people what we've built so far.
It's coming along. Weird that we did like this
Can you
and then this, but I guess the engines are done. We have 4 bags left, I think. So maybe 2 more weeks. We're doing about 2 bags a stream.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna go eat, watch a movie.
Wait. Kahari Williams says we missed a super chat.
Did we?
No. Just scroll up.
Oh. We did. Ted comment. Thank you.
Thank you for all the super chats tonight, Ted.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
That face Anakin makes when he finds out Ki-Adi-Mundi has kids.
I mean, at least in Legends, Ki-Adi-Mundi was allowed to get married and stuff.
Yeah.
And yet he is still one of the snooty Jedi Masters. Good for you. You get to have a family.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Anyways. All right. Now I think we're going to end the stream.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for your super chats and just hanging out with us and making us feel like life is sort of normal. We're going to go eat dinner and watch a movie.